Welcome everybody, it's Unstoppable Steletsy. Before I introduce anything, I just want to explain why the screen looks like this right now. It might look like everything's sort of lopsided onto the left side of the screen. That's just because this is Adobe Flash Player, and you know, it comes out weird in the menu, but once you start playing the game, it fills up most of the screen. So just ignore that for now. But anyways, this is... Do you even remember what this Flash game is? Back in the day, Stick Empires, does it ring a bell? RTS? So yeah, apparently even after the shutdown of Adobe Flash Player in 2020, there is still an online community for this game because somebody put a tutorial out online of basically how to execute it pretty much. They got a hold of the SWF file of the Flash game so you could run it in Adobe Flash Player executable, and you can basically load up as many times as you want and log in, even log into your old account too. I don't know if you can create a new account, but I'm sure you could probably try. I'm assuming if it's part of the application itself, that probably yes. You know, shouldn't be too hard to do. But anyways, I figured we'd do a match here just to show people what it is. If you haven't seen it before, maybe you could even try it with me, you know. I've done this for many years. Like I've even played this game longer than AoE, so you know, this is sort of one of the original RTS experiences I've had before, so definitely brings back a lot of memories. Let's try doing the multiplayer one if it's available. You know, you can do play match to play a regular PvP match, or you can do deathmatch to play the deathmatch where you get a bunch of starring resources. And you know, I'm alright with both of them. I haven't played this in about a year. Is it a year? Maybe a year and a half? Probably 2 years, actually. I actually used the guide before to install it before. I just sort of... Okay, so this is my best faction, I remember. So I'm going to go with these guys, alright? Favored. Okay, so you go on here. Let's make a miner. Let's make some crawlers. Let's make another one. Alright. So I actually sort of remember the macro in my head. So basically the main resource is gold. So you just put these miners onto the gold. Simple as that. It actually uses the same selection and right clicking functionality as AoE and other RTS games similar to that. So it's not too hard to recognize, right? So basically what you try to do is, and also by the way, if you press space you can select all your units too, which is really good. Quite useful actually, so do that if possible. Right, so basically I'm going to try to attack here. I'm going to try to take this corner of the map as best as possible. Alright, so basically what I'm trying to do right now is trying to avoid getting killed. Right, it's been a while since I played this, so just mind if I kind of do crappy here, but I'll try to go through it over with you. So basically, you get different units here. You train with the gold that you collect from the miners. For this faction, the Chaos, you get 2 units you make early on. You get the Crawler, which is basically a weak melee unit, sort of, but it's really powerful when you put them in a mass, right? So it's good at spamming stuff with them. And then you get this second one, the, what is it called? The Bomber. So basically think of like P-Tard and AoE 2, but it's more specialized against units, right? And in fact, when it blows up in a unit's face, detonating itself, it basically deals a bit of fire damage, as you see there, burn damage. So it actually is a very powerful thing, right? And what you try to do in early game with this faction is you try to go with the yep, and see that I try to go after the archer unit too, because I'm fighting the Order faction. They get swordsmen, which are stronger, called sword rafts. They get an archer unit called the Archidon, which is a range unit. And basically, you gotta make sure that you get the archers first, and then deal with the swordsmen afterwards, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna try to just set this up properly here. I'm trying to make really anything I possibly can at this point, you know, trying to get him out of my base, really. Yeah, alright, so let's get that archer, right? I'm just trying to play this sort of like a noob right now. It's been a long time since I've done this, and I don't quite know the ratio of miners to units, really. So I'm just trying to spam out as much stuff as I can. You know, it's been a while since I've done this, so just mind that. Right now we're doing alright. We've basically beaten the archers out, the archidons and the sword rafts, so now I'm just going to try to get some more miners here. Also, you get a total of, I think, like 80 population, so just to keep that magic number in your head when you're doing things. Right? What else can I afford? I can afford a juggernaut, right? So yeah, I got some tanky units. Cool. I don't even know if my macro is even good right now, so you know, I'm just trying to play it out as it is at this point. So another thing you need to keep in mind, before you start attacking the enemy, it's good to take over this tower, the central tower here, because it does generate additional gold and this other blue resource you see on the top there called mana, right? And what mana does is it basically gives you the ability to create more magic-based units, right? So that's why that's pretty much a good option, right? Yep, we're gonna try to make some more dynamites now. At this point, more of the bombers. Also, I want this poisonous guts. You see this range unit here, the zombie? It basically generates a type of poison that if you get the poison guts technology, and by the way, you research technologies from your inner base here, that technology gives your zombies, this range unit here, the ability to generate poison. And with that poison, you know, it basically damages a unit over time, slowly killing it. And unless they have like a mage unit, like a medic or something that can heal them up to cure the poison, that poison will always be active. The other way of healing units up is sticking them in the base here, where they'll heal up over time. Right? And the goal is to siege this statue building here. That's all you really have to do, is siege the statue with a superior military. And I'm gonna also get one more tech. This one, charge. It does basically it charges everything forward, and with that you can kind of deal a lot of damage overall. Right? I'm gonna get one more miner, I think. Saying a lot right now because, you know, I'm just trying to sort of learn this stuff on the go here, since it's been ages since I've done this before, so, you know what I mean? I am actually not doing horribly bad, because I remember what I usually do is go Juggernaut, which is this heavy armored unit, do the shield bash with them to charge forward, and then I use poison in the back to take over the center. That's what I usually do, right? Okay, so right now I'm just gonna try to, if possible, oh yeah, this is what I usually do. So right now, let's see, charge. Yeah, there, charge. Oh, yep. So I probably need more of these, but we're doing alright. We're cutting through them. Do we need to retreat at all? I gotta figure that out. I gotta gauge that. Because if we do need to retreat, I might need to get some more stuff. Also, this is where economic stuff is researched. Try to get that if possible. You know, it definitely helps you out in the long run. Are we alright? Are we gonna survive? I don't know. I'm not too concerned about that right now. I just sort of want to see how far I can get here to gauge my abilities. I might have to do a little bit more practice runs, get myself up to speed on that. So yeah, and at this point, let's just do this. We're probably going to need some sort of mage anyways to get this out of our base at this point. So I'm going to get some more mana, which you get by right-clicking on your statue. One more thing to keep in mind, though, is that your gold eventually runs out, and then you have to move on to these ones that are further up. So make sure you manage your stuff properly, right? Or else you're really going to regret it. Yep, let's get some more on the gold. I'm trying to get a mage unit here, like the Marokai here. Basically, it's good for pulling things out from the back of the enemy formations. So get that if you can. I think I'm losing out on the long game here, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to see how far we can get with this. So I can maybe go over everything. I don't know. I don't think so, but you know, you get enough of a good idea of it. Yeah, also there's a technology you can get that lets you spawn units. This free ghostly unit here you see in blue outlining from the tower that can be, it's basically AI controlled, so it attacks by itself. And with that, basically you can constantly rush your opponent without actually training any units, because it doesn't cost a pop. It will always sort of generate and attack as soon as it spawns from that tower every time. And it's only one unit, by the way, so it's not that overpowered, really. Wow, they're using long-range fire arrows to kill my economy. That's not cool. Not good at all. Yeah, I mean, I really have no choice at this point. I gotta force them back. Alright, so, let's try this. Let's try to go full forward with our armored units. Yeah, let's try to, yep. Nice. Let's try to drag one of your healer units forward. See this ability here? It sends a Reaper, and the Reaper can pull stuff forward. You know, forces you to walk this way, and then you can hit it easier. But unfortunately, I think we're about dead now, so I'm just gonna resign. Yep, surrender. Yep. Alright, so, you know, it's been a long time since I played this. It's probably a big mouthful for you, but, also this guy's like 300 ELO ahead of me, so I've definitely missed out on 2 years of gameplay. If you wanna see a more complete tutorial of how to play, maybe I'll go up against a bot, which will be a lot more manageable, then yeah, let's do that, you know? Hope you enjoyed this, you know? Stick Empires, I just thought it'd be another cool RTS to do with you, you know? Since it's one of the first ones I ever did, and I always sort of knew there was still a multiplayer community for it, even though Flash ended about 2 years ago, so that's pretty fun, right? So, see you next time. Signing off now from this one. Adios.